I've got something special for you guys. So you've already seen the title of this video that is going to give it away. But anybody who's heard me do talks lately, interviews of any kind, I say one of the biggest problems, the reason why these psychic mediums are still in business are because of these four things actually. But the first one is the media. The media can't get enough of them. They sell tickets, they get clicks on their headlines. They're all over women's magazines. They just can't divorce these people. The other is influencers, social influencers, people who are doing videos, TikTok videos about their lives and stuff, and they casually mention that they're going to a psychic, or they overtly say they're going to a psychic, or celebrities. And the celebrities, oh my gosh, you guys, they appear on these Hollywood medium shows and housewives of who knows where, Burbank. The psychic said, let them on. And they do nothing to add any skepticism at all. And by the media, I mean also like these morning TV people who have them on the show and they're like, so what's your favorite color? Or, it's just crap. But the fourth thing that I mention all the time is motivated sitters. That when you're in grief and you really badly want a reading and you need a reading, and this has been your life, your family, your friends, and so on have, this is just the lifestyle of the world that you live in. You're motivated to accept whatever is given to you and just make excuses for the psychic if they're not quite right. So those are the main areas. But my friend Paul sent me, my friend Paul, I almost sound like Paula. My friend Paul sent me this psychic article today in entertainment. It's about Kim Kardashian, and I'm going to show it to you, and I'll put a link to it underneath in this description. And it's like I've been talking about this for weeks now, and I just did an interview for Skeptical. No, where did I just do it for? Um, Skeptic Zone, the Australian skeptic podcast. It's not just for Australians, but I we were just talking about this, and then here my friend hands me this article. I was like, oh yeah. I have not looked into it to see if she's already changed her mind. I just want to enjoy this moment. It's like buying a lottery ticket and not checking to see if it's a winner, and not looking to see if the jackpot is still growing in value because nobody's got it. I want to just live with that moment that maybe I have won the lottery. Okay. Well, here it is. This is gold as far as I'm concerned. Kim Kardashian slammed psychics who told her she'd pass the bar exam, all effing full of S. Blank, blank, blank. Over the weekend, Kardashian, who first shared her desire to practice law in 2019, announced to her Instagram followers that she did not pass the exam. Kim Kardashian has some choice words for the psychics who predicted she'd pass the bar exam. In a TikTok recap of Mother Kris Jenner's 70th birthday extravaganza, Kardashian went off on the psychics who she says told her she would pass the bar exam and become a lawyer. All of the effing psychics that we have met with and that we're obsessed with are all effing full of S. Kardashian can be heard telling someone on the phone as she gets her hair and makeup done for the soiree. She continued, they're all collectively, maybe four of them, have told me I was going to pass the bar. So they're all full of pathological liars. Don't believe anything they say. Oh, that's gold. I love it. Oh, and then here's the video. I don't know if we should show it. Should we show it? Gracious. Is this the video? I guess this is the video. Okay, so I don't want to be on this for a long time. I really don't want to look at Kim Kardashian getting her makeup and stuff done. I was thinking about this today, how awful it must be to be a person like that. Of course, yeah, I'm sure she's bought into it, that she's richer than who knows what. But to be, I guess if you're that kind of person, a girly girl who really likes the the dressing up and all that kind of stuff, and loves getting her nails done and loves her hair doing this and loves the clothes. I mean, heck, if I had that kind of body and and I had the money and a reason to get dressed up or whatever, I guess it might be fun. But I mean, this woman just has to live this way all the time. She has to constantly understand that she's under scrutiny in everything she says and does. They're going to be following her around and making fun of her, and she's only going to get older, and it's only going to be more surgery and so on. She can't go out and do like I do. I've spent the day in the garden and in the garage. I put shelves, doors on shelves, and I was on my knees crawling around the garden, um, pulling weeds. So I filled up a whole yard waste can. So I don't know. Maybe she's happy with her life. I'm happy with my life. But okay, let's look. Jeez. No, I'm going to just give you this link. I don't want to look at this. I'll give you this link and you can check it out and see what you think. But because you'll be able to click on it yourself. I just don't really want to listen to her. But so I don't know. You think about it. Which she says she says we were obsessed with him, and she's been on Tyler Henry's show. She's been, she's endorsed a lot of these psychic people. And if somebody like Kim Kardashian had said, nipped it in the bud way in advance and said, no, psychics aren't real. You can't communicate with the dead. What are you talking about? That's ridiculous. Oh, let me get my nails done. And just continue with the lifestyle that she's living. And she seems to enjoy, and clothing and fashion and photo shoots and stuff, but still stopped and said, oh, pseudoscience? No, come on, you guys. No, you can't do that. That's silly. Of course you can't do that. Make sure you're getting vaccinated. No, hey, I went and got my mammogram done, and I got my shingle shot. If they gave positive science information, you could still have a whole world of people following you, just because these are people who are made to be what we consider beautiful these days. Well, some parts of the society consider extremely beautiful. I'm not gonna slam her. This is her job. She's created it for herself. More power to her. But these people, they have a responsibility to the public. They're an influencer. They change minds, and I don't think it's kind and good to lead millions of women into this nonsense, cupping and, I don't know, homeopathy and who knows what. Good Lord. I don't follow the Kardashians. My friend Paul does, apparently. I asked him, I said, I didn't know you were into following Kim Kardashian. He says, oh, I'm into it for the nail advice. I'm like, oh, yeah. And the shapewear. I said, okay, Paul. Yeah. Well, I used to, when I had cancer, I lost all my fingernails, lost all my hair. And I don't take this as a problem that you shouldn't get chemotherapy because you might lose your nails and hair. Because good Lord, I'm here now, 12 years later, and I'm fine. So the nails grow back. But my point is, when my nails grew back, I said to myself, I'm going to go get manicures. I'm going to be keeping up with my hair and my nails, and I'm going to be girly, and I'm going to do all that stuff. Well, that lasted about, I don't know, a year or something. And then I'm just a down and dirty kind of, let's get into the garden stuff. I can't be doing this with stuff, but more power to those people who are out there. They give me a standard that I will never meet. My point is that she should have a responsibility to her fans. She has huge influence, and when you have giant influence like that, you really do have a responsibility. Didn't Spider-Man say that? I think Spider-Man said that. I've seen the Spider-Man story told, like the first version of it, over and over and over, where his uncle gets killed and all that. Oh, God, can we just move on? We all heard his origin story. We all know what happened to Spider-Man, but he did say something about with great power is great responsibility and something like that. So thinking about this again, is she going to recant? I think she's going to recant and she's going to go back to the psychics because they're going to make an excuse and say, Kim, we didn't say you'd pass this time, but you will pass. Um, from what I understand, passing the bar is insane. And again, more power to her. She's trying to get her law degree. Good for her. Um, but and it's hard. People don't usually pass on the first try. And I mean, she's a busy woman anyway. So I don't know how she manages that, but so I'm sure now the whoever these psychics are who told her are changing the story. I mean, I know how this works. You guys know how this works. Oh my gosh, they're all over them with the excuses. You can't lose when you're the psychic. It's always something else. And because people like Kim Kardashian want to believe this so bad, because how could she turn around and say it's all bunk? They're all in for it themselves. How could she turn around and say that? Because all the readings she's gotten over the years will have to end up being bunk, right? So I can see her changing her mind really soon. Also, isn't Kim the one that married Kanye or whatever? Isn't that the one that had the marriage with him? I mean, didn't somebody warn her? Though again, she's uber famous and she's even more wealthy now. So again, what do I know? I'm single. So the point is, if you live your life with the advice of the psychic mediums or psychics, is that, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to live that kind of life. That's just horrible. But then again, I don't want to be that person either. I don't think I could wear all that kind of shapewear and that makeup and to be, oh no. I'd rather be the photographer than to be photographed. Much more comfortable doing that. Anyway, so there's 11 comments. Let's just see if I can see what the comments say, if there's something interesting. Somebody wrote, Kim, dear, psychics? Duh. That's what they wrote. And then somebody else said, too funny. Believing the psychics is hilarious. And here's another one that says, I hope she reads stuff like this to see how many people would be so happy to never hear about her or her no talent family ever again. What have they contributed to society other than dumbing it down? Dang, that's probably a kind comment people give her. Another one said, she doesn't believe in the moon landing, but she remunerates someone to tell her what she wants to hear. She doesn't believe in the moon landing? Really? Okay. Kim, to see the person who really is full of blank, find a mirror, then look into it. And then somebody else wrote, well, duh. And then somebody else said, psychics are full of it? No, I'm shocked. And priceless. This is the best. Somebody wrote, because we all want a lawyer who consults psychics. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. And then another one says, ha, on point. No, we want a lawyer who consults Chat GBT for her bar exam. Ha ha. Did she really consult? Oh, well, I don't know. And then another one said, she can find out if she will win or lose a case. Ha 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 ha. Those are some good ones. So you wonder about it. How much do people actually believe that? It feels like everybody believes in psychics, or a very good chunk of them. And then you kind of meet people and they go, what? Oh, you don't really believe that, do you? I mean, I have some very religious friends that I've known for years, and they believe in things I think are impossible. But when we talk about psychics, they're like, oh, come on. Come on now, Susan. Nobody believes that. You're like, well, you believe some pretty strange things, talking snakes and, whatever. But they don't believe in psychics. Though I have a very good friend, and I don't want to say too much because it'll become clear who it is. It's a very good friend of mine I've known forever. And I might have told this story before, very religious. And years ago, when I was just starting to get into the psychic world, but I wasn't quite, investigating this as much as I am. So probably about 2008 or nine, she was telling me about a prophet that came to her church. And the prophet was going around and talking about what was going to happen to the people. And he was telling people, old people, how long they were going to live, even though he was saying like 15 more years. I don't think you have any business telling people how much longer they're going to live. Even if it's 15 years and they're in their 70s. No, you don't do that. And she said that they were telling him all kinds of stuff. And I said, well, why did you let a psychic into your church? She goes, it's not a psychic, Susan, it's a prophet. And I said, it's a psychic. That is a psychic. That is what psychics do. No, Susan, you don't know. You're an atheist. I am a woman of God, and my pastor would never allow a psychic into the church. I'm like, your pastor just got fooled, because no, that is what psychics do. And the prophet came up to her mom and said something about how long she's going to live. And I said, did your husband walk up there and deck the prophet? Because I sure as heck think that might have been warranted. How dare this prophet tell your mom anything? I mean, give me a break about her death. Give me a freaking break. No, you don't do that. Apparently you do if you're a prophet. So I'm telling you, there's a lot of blurred lines out there, but it's just the way it's worded. It's in there. So who knows what's going to happen to Kim? Well, I guess or I guess Kim knows who's going to give her some time. So somebody knows. She'll find the right psychic. Maybe Tyler Henry is going to be on her speed dial, and she could text him real quick, and he'll tell her the answers to the questions that she got wrong and how she should study better. And maybe he could do like a channeling session, and she could meditate and all that good stuff. I mean, come on, why not already? So anyway, um, for the moment, it's like Schrodinger's cat. Did I win the lottery? Did I not win the lottery? It's not until tomorrow anyway. Shorter, so I could have and I could not have, or if I wait and say nothing and don't look at the numbers, see, it's one or the other. And same with Kim Kardashian. She may or she may not still believe in psychic. They do all this stuff for clicks and for people to go and watch their TikTok videos and get all excited and do videos like I am talking about her, keeping her in the news, keeping her in the news. I'll tell you. So, going back to the lottery, if when I wake up in the morning and I say to myself, I wonder if I won that $400 million last night. And I say to myself, if the winning ticket was in my town, my children would have already have texted me and said, hey, mom, did you happen to buy a ticket? Because, it also says where the location is. Hey, mom, isn't that the grocery store that you usually shop at? Or is that where you get gas? Just, have you bought any tickets lately? No, I never. So I wake up and I say, my kids would have notified me by now. It would be all over the news in town if somebody had the winning lottery ticket and they knew what store and town and all that. Gosh, I'm depressing myself. Anyway, comments below. What do you think? Is Kim going to turn back? Is she going to do are we going to start seeing more segments with her, with Tyler Henry and whatever not? And will Susan get her nails done again? Maybe she'll comb her hair. What do you think? Think I'll comb my hair? I haven't cut it since I think 2019, since before the pandemic. Anyway, I'm getting stranger and stranger these days. Watch out, folks.